Hi everyone, today, we're going to take a look at the 5 best Casio Edifice watches for men on the market for this year. First, we're going to show you our 5 best picks, then we'll talk about what you should look for before buying a best Casio Edifice watches for men. You can find timestamps and links to all the products we mention in this video down in the description below. Let's get started. Today I'm taking a look at 5 of the best Casio Edifice watches for men. The Casio Edifice collection of watches are inspired by motorsports and are tough-wearing, robust watches. You'll notice many of them are oversized and give a chunky feel to them. I consider the Edifice collection to be affordable watches, as the large majority I featured here are under £200. My personal favorite in today's list is actually in at number 2, so make sure you check that one out. When putting together today's list of the best Casio Edifice watches, I wanted to focus on technology, affordability and value for money. That's why you'll see that not only do these watches come with many extra features, they're also all what I would consider great value for money. As always, let me know what you thought in the comments below and come debate your favorite on Twitter with us.
Casio Edifice Men's Watch EF539D1AVEF. In number 1 we have the Casio EF539D1AVEF, which features a stopwatch timer, scratch-resistant hard mineral glass, chronograph timing and a water resistance to 100 meters. I quite like the design of the dial with the red detailing on the hands. Also, it's a very affordable watch that offers good value in my opinion. So this is currently the most popular Edifice watch, and it's not hard to see why. They've gone for a rather safe but great look design in my eyes. I like the black and white overall design of the dial with the tiny detailing of red to add a touch of color. This watch is massive. With a diameter of 48.5 millimeters, this is considered an extra large watch. To put it into perspective, most men's watches are commonly around the 42 millimeters mark. The thickness, on the other hand, is just average at 1 millimeter. So whilst the watch may be large, it won't feel overly chunky on your wrist. The band is 26 millimeters though, so this will feel thicker than your standard 22 millimeters. The dial is also going to be extra easy to read with a Neo Illuminator display that emits UV light. This means the watch is easy to read in the dark or dim lit situations. The glass of the watch is a mineral crystal. This is what I would expect for a watch of this value. It's in the middle when it comes to scratch protection. The next one up would be a sapphire crystal, but you wouldn't expect that at this price. Mineral glass will deal with most scratches and some others can easily be buffed out. As far as I'm concerned, the main type you want to avoid is acrylic, as that would scratch easily. The EF539D1AVEF has a standard date feature sitting slightly offset from your normal position to allow for the Casio Edifice logo. It's pretty much the second most common position, but I do like it. The clasp used as a push button with safety. I do prefer the push button watches but don't feel the need for the safety, mainly because I find them a bit of a pain to open up myself. Casio Edifice EFR539D1A2 VUEF Men's Quartz Watch. In at number 2 we have this fancy looking watch. I actually really like the dial on this, looks stunning. I love it when they use blue in watches, and this looks pretty decent to me. The watch has all the standard good features you'd expect from the Edifice range: stopwatch, mineral glass, 100 meters water resistance. What more do you want? The Casio Edifice collection are ideal for people seeking something that's robust yet stylish. The Edifice was inspired by motorsports, and what they've ended up creating are these tough oversized style watches that are highly functional yet remain at a fairly modest price. The EFR539D1A2 VUEF that we're taking a look at today has that sporty look to it and can definitely be considered a larger watch with its 50 millimeters diameter. This watch has illuminated hands which make it very easy to read in the middle of the night. It also features 100 meters water resistance, which is extremely good. The Casio Edifice EFR539D1A2 VUEF is another watch that Casio can be proud of. With their popular design and reasonable pricing, it's easy to see why Casio are one of the top 5 biggest watch brands in the UK. Regular readers here will be well aware I love watches that have started using shades of blue in their design, It's becoming more and more popular, and I think Casio have done really well using it to create a striking-looking dial. When taking into account design, functionality, brand, and cost, I felt this watch deserved a 9/10. Watch advantages. Chunky, robust design, something Casio have become known for. Illuminated hands make it easier to read in dim-lit conditions. 100 meters water resistance, suitable for recreational surfing, swimming, snorkeling, sailing and water sports. Watch disadvantages. Due to the chunkier design, this watch may not be ideal for people with smaller wrists. It's worth keeping this in mind. Casio Edifice EF527D1 AVEF Men's Analog Quartz Watch. This one's in at number 3. It is slightly more expensive than the previous two, but I think you can clearly see that it is a pricier looking watch. I have to admit I prefer it to watch number 1. Most the features are the same, but it has a larger dial and I just prefer the design more than anything, plus I like the use of the off-center crown on the right-hand side of the watch. However, for all of you who want just a regular old analog watch, something a bit more old school, elegant, and stylish, but don't want to spend a fortune on it, you are in luck, because we are here to review one such watch, and it comes from the popular brand, Casio. The Casio EF527D1 AV Edifice multifunction watch has a few features worth mentioning. First of all, this watch features a quartz movement with an analog display, making it ideal for those who aren't big on digital watches, and of course, the quartz movement allows for super accurate timekeeping, which means that the watch should always be on point. Next, the Casio EF527D1 AV Edifice multifunction watch is made out of high-quality stainless steel, so it can take quite a few bumps without suffering damage. Not only is it tough, but quite elegant and stylish. The same can be said for the mineral dial window, which for this price point is about as tough as it can get. Although the mineral dial window is not impermeable to damage, it's still very durable and it's not easy to scratch. Let's not forget that the Casio EF527D1 AV Edifice multifunction watch is also water resistant to 100 meters, making it just that much tougher. In terms of the wristband, it's made with stainless steel as well, and it features a buckle clasp to ensure that it always stays in place as intended. It might be easy to put on and take off, but once it's on your wrist, unless you undo the clasp, it's not going anywhere. Of course, the Casio EF527D1 AV Edifice multifunction watch is a watch, and it displays the time, but it can do a bit more than that. For a bit of added flair, this model also features 2-hour, 60-minute and 60-second displays. Moreover, this model also features a 1/20th second chronograph complete with a rotating bezel, which means that you can use this watch as a timer and stopwatch, and you could even use it to keep track of lap times and other similar things. Casio EF558D1 AVEF Men's Bracelet Analog Watch. So this one is in at number 4. I got to admit, I don't really like it myself. But it's the 4th most popular, so what do I know, eh? It's a huge durable watch though, at 49mm casing diameter and a thickness of 16mm. To put that into perspective, most men's watches are 42mm, so it's considerably larger. If you like the oversized style of watches, be sure to check more into this watch. This Casio Edifice stainless steel black dial men's chronograph, EFR 556DB1 AVUEF, has a black dial with gray detailing dial protected by a stainless steel case and scratch-resistant mineral glass. Featuring a 2-year battery life, a stopwatch function, a screw-locked back, and a luminous display, the watch is fitted with a stainless bracelet and is water-resistant to 100 meters. Casio's Edifice collection takes its aesthetic inspiration from F1 cars, resulting in a collection of timepieces that combine dynamic form with intricately detailed watch faces. Higher-end models feature Casio's exclusive multi-mission drive movement, in which the watch is comprised of 5 separate motors to ensure that power is never diverted from the hands. Designed to offer what Casio say will be speed and intelligence, the Edifice range offers motorsport precision engineering in a watch. Casio was established in 1946 by Japanese engineer Tadao Casio. The company entered the timepiece market in 1974 with the release of the Casiotron, the world's first auto calendar watch. Only 11 years after entering this field, Casio completely reshaped global thought about the function a watch should perform with the release of the pioneering and now legendary G-Shock family. Innovation and world firsts have defined the company's history ever since, the most striking of these being the release of the first ever touchscreen watch in 1991, 24 years before the Apple Watch, and the first ever wrist camera watch in 2000. In short, Casio was producing smartwatches decades before the term had even been coined. Add to this the hipster popularity of the company's retro designs, and Casio has firmly cemented its reputation as a famously reliable and precise name in both analog and digital watches. Casio Gents Solar Radio Watch Edifice EQWM710DB1A1ER. So this is the last one I'm featuring in at number 5. This is actually the most expensive but does have the best features. Most notable is the solar cell powering the watch. This means you'll never need to change a battery as it charges from the natural sunlight. Also, the watch is radio controlled so will be accurate to 1/1000th of a second. If you like oversized style watches you'll definitely like this watch. It has a large 47mm case diameter so it will be noticeable on your arm. It's not too heavy though so it won't be weighing you down like some other larger watches can end up doing. I mentioned the watch had some impressive features. It recharges its battery using solar energy. This means you won't be required to replace the batteries, which is pretty handy. The EQWM710DB1A1ER is radio controlled. That means it automatically synchronizes with an atomic clock to keep extremely accurate time. It normally adjusts once a day, often whilst you are asleep. It can adjust for different countries throughout the world, which is also pretty handy. Type of glass. As I was expecting to see, they've used a mineral glass on this watch. Mineral glass is specially hardened to make it more resistant to scratches. It's a lot tougher than acrylic but not quite as strong as sapphire. To be honest though, in this price range from Casio I expect the mineral glass, so I'm quite happy with that. Size. I mentioned earlier this watch has an awesome oversized design to it. The casing diameter is 47mm, which is classed as large. The standard size you see these days in popular watches is 42mm, so that might give you an idea of how much larger it is. The thickness of the case is 13mm, is also classed as large. It's thick but doesn't give it that chunky feel which I know some people aren't fond of. Thanks for taking the time to read through my review today. It's what I would consider a high-quality intelligent watch. Other features the watch has are a daily alarm, a stopwatch function, Neo display for illumination in the dark, and a water resistance rating of 10 bars, which is pretty good. When you take all the features into account, it's easy to see that it's a very fairly priced watch, which is why I came to my decision of 8.5/10.